Hey, everybody. It is Kelly Nielsen here, the Grief Guru. And on this channel, we discuss all things related to grief. What does it look like? What does it feel like? But most importantly, we share tips, tools, and resources on how to navigate through grief to get back to living a life that you love. On today's episode, we're going to be going over our grief survival guide. These are the top 10 tools for navigating grief. Doesn't matter if you lost someone a week ago or a year ago, these tools are going to be helpful for you as you navigate through grief and learn how to move forward in life. Okay, so tool number one is what I like to call your grief buddy. Now, hopefully you have a lot of support in your life, but I'd like you to identify and designate that one person that is going to help you stay on top of all the things that go along with grief. Just somebody who's going to check in on you, someone that you give permission to ask you how you're doing, to ask you what you need. Certainly, if the loss has happened recently, we all know that there are a lot of details that go into, planning a funeral and all the legal paperwork. There's just a lot of things to deal with when you have loss. And it's really helpful to have a designated person who can kind of be your communicator, who can be in touch with other family members. And, there's going to be hopefully a lot of people who are reaching out and wanting to help. And it's really helpful if you can have one point of communication, someone besides yourself, then that can help coordinate those efforts and really act on your behalf. So that's the first one, what I call a grief buddy. Second best tool in your arsenal is voicemail. Let me just encourage you and give you permission to not answer your phone. Just because somebody is calling doesn't mean that you have to answer your phone. Let calls go to voicemail. That way you can listen to the messages when you have the bandwidth and energy to do so. And then you can choose which phone calls that you're going to actually return. And maybe you hand some of those phone calls off to your grief buddy to return. So it's going to do wonders for your mental space and your emotional well-being to not try to keep up with all the phone calls that are going on, all the messages that are going on. Let voicemail do its job and deal with those things as needed. The next tool on our list is a feel-good music playlist. There's so much to be said for what's in your environment and what you allow to come in your eyes and your ears, and to just have music that's comforting, that's uplifting, whatever that is, whatever that means to you, whether it's worship music or hip hop or feel good music, whatever music makes you feel good, that is going to be a helpful tool to you as you navigate through grief. That's something that you can just put on and help to lift your mood rather. The next one is along the same lines, to have go to funny or uplifting TV or movies. Now, especially after you lose someone, you may not feel like watching TV, or it actually might feel kind of wrong to laugh, or maybe you feel like you don't have it in you to laugh. But I want to just encourage you to try that out, because joy and laughter is an excellent tool for combating grief. There's so much science around what that does for us physically, emotionally, mentally. It does a ton of great things in your mind and in your body. And even though you're incredibly sad, even though you're incredibly heavy, you'd be surprised how quickly you may actually find yourself laughing when you're watching comedies, and that is great for you. So that's our next tool and resource. Number 5 on our list is a journal. That's one of my most favorite things. I do it every day of my life, whether I'm working through grief or heavy emotions or not. Just having an outlet, having a place where you can write out what you're feeling, what you're processing, whether it's anger, frustration, confusion, whatever it might be. It does wonders for you to take all of those things that are in your head and in your heart and be able to just put them on paper. So I can't encourage you enough. Get a really great journal. You can use the journal to, express your feelings. You can use the journal to literally write to the person that you lost. It's one of the hardest parts when you lose someone, is someone who was a part of your daily life and you're used to having conversations, and then they're just gone. So a journal can be an excellent tool for helping you transition with that. The next tool is healthy community. So I hope that you're surrounded by amazing friends and family who are loving you well through this time. But I really want to encourage you, if you don't have healthy community, to seek healthy community, to go out and look to find a group of people who are going to love you well during this season. This is a season, it's not a sentence, but it is a time where you need to take extra care with yourself and really allow people to love on you well. Chances are the people around you want to help, they want to be there for you. And so make yourself available to that. And if you don't know, if you're not a part of Healthy Community, we have a bunch of other resources and videos on how to find Healthy Community, but I'll throw you an easy, quick one right now. We have a free Facebook group called our Grief Relief Group. So if nothing else, plug into that free resource and surround yourself with people who are also going through loss and get encouragement and tools along the way. Tool number 8 is water. Now, this seems like an obvious one, and this is something that health coaches and doctors and everybody is telling you in general, you should always be drinking plenty of water. Most of us walk around dehydrated all the time, but it's even more important when you're going through grief. Going through the shock and trauma of loss does a number on your body. And so your body is under stress already. Your chemicals and your neurological systems are firing like crazy. And so things are out of balance. You compound that with the fact that you're probably crying, you're probably having trouble with sleep, and you're maybe not eating the way that you should, and water becomes even more critical. So put a reminder on your phone, ask your grief buddy to hold you accountable, do whatever you need to do to make sure that you are getting plenty of water as you're navigating through grief. The next tool number 9, goes along with that. Some healthy, ready-made meals. That is going to do wonders for you. I know one of the things that was so surprising to me in dealing with grief was the lack of cognition. They literally call it grief brain. Your ability to make decisions and plan and think through things, it oftentimes is hindered. And so even remembering to eat or having the mental capacity to think about what you want to eat and go to the store and make things, all of that can be overwhelming. So this is a great way, if you do have community around you that are wanting to help out, ask them to bring you some ready-made healthy meals, something that you can just throw in the oven or the microwave, heat up, and it's there for you. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to make it. That's a great way to have community help you. If you don't have community doing that, there's a ton of meal services online that you can sign up for. You just sign up for it once and they'll deliver meals to your house regularly. Or this is a great task to ask that grief buddy to help you out with. But if you can have ready to go healthy meals, it's going to do wonders for you mentally to not have to figure that out. And then giving your body really good nutrition to help restore all the craziness that's going on that I already mentioned. Okay, that was number 9. And then number 10 is sleep aids. One of the most common things that people experience when they go through grief and loss is lack of sleep. They either have trouble falling asleep, they wake up in the middle of the night. Sleep is usually hugely interrupted. And when you're missing sleep, it compounds all of the other effects of grief and loss and grieving. So getting your sleep back on track is one of the first most vital things that we want you to do, along with getting great nutrition and plenty of water. We actually have a whole separate video about how to restore your sleep, but whatever this looks like for you, whether it's, aromatherapy, whether it's a blindfold, whether it's playing music in your room at night so that you can calm down and relax and go to sleep, but finding some things to assist in your being able to get good quality sleep every night is going to be a lifesaver, and it's going to make a huge difference in your recovery. So that is it, guys. Those are our top 10 tools for navigating grief. Obviously, there are quite a few more tools that we could go into, but these are the must-haves. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200 without these top 10 tools. We do have this report in a written format, so I'll have the link below if you want to download a copy of these tools for yourself, or email it to a friend or family member, somebody who's dealing with grief and would find this information helpful. We will drop the link below. As always, guys, we are cheering you on every step of the way to move through grief and get back to living a life that you love. We know that you can do it, and we're happy and honored to be able to help you. Until next time.